Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Recently, I was listening to a segment on First Things First, and they were there discussing the comments that Stephen Curry made about the 72 Bulls and his, the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors, and basically, what Stephen Curry said was he believed that his team would beat the Chicago Bulls. Fine. So that was the backdrop for what they were discussing on the show. Then the segment started, and then when it was Nick Wright's turn to speak, in typical fashion, he had an emotional breakdown on live TV. When they started discussing this, the moment they brought in the fact that, oh, wait, Nick, are you saying this because you're a LeBron? So the moment that started happening and we got into the whole Jordan thing, he had a breakdown. So before we go too far, we want to play you some of Nick's comments and play some of the other things that were said. And we're going to come back and react to it because I got a lot that I want to say in this video today. So you don't want to miss anything I want to say. Take a listen to what was said here.
This is the problem. And you did all the work for me. Because, let's have Wilds on the screen too. Because we can't have an honest conversation about this without it turning into what for some they want it to be, not me, somehow something to do with LeBron James. Why did LeBron's name even come out of your mouth there? This is about the 96 Bulls and the 2017 Warriors. And so, my answer is the Warriors. It is very simple, and it doesn't involve evoking Penny Hardaway. It doesn't involve invoking Ron Harper either. It's this. The 2016 Warriors won 73 games, and many people believe would have waltzed to a championship if not for an unfair suspension and or an Andrew Bogut injury. The 2016 Warriors were one of the best teams we've ever seen. They added Kevin Durant, one of the 12 greatest players ever, to that team. So there's a reason why they started the playoffs 15-0, that they never faced any adversity. The 96 Bulls, on the other hand, as soon as George Karl decided to let the best defender in the league, Gary Payton, guard Michael Jordan, were in a dogfight in that series.
Stop it.
And they were in a tight fourth quarter in Game 6. What do you mean stop? I don't have to stop anything. The 96 Bulls were not undefeated throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs, and in the finals it went 6 games. Just the facts. You can twist it however you want. But Wilds, for you and Broussard, there is such nostalgia and almost like generational ego wrapped up in Jordan that you are honestly going to sit here and make the case. Like, let's just go best 5 versus best 5.
Let's look at the main two players.
Okay.
And Nick, you laid it out. You laid it out, but you know that finals come down to the superstars. And there's 4 superstars. It's Pippen and Jordan, and it's Durant and Steph. Let's match up. Let's just match up. If the Bulls are like, hey, Scotty, can you handle Durant? And Scotty Pippen like, great player, but I'm going to give it my all. And I think Durant's going to be like, Scotty Pippen, one of the greatest defenders of all time. Hey, Michael Jordan, can you lock up Steph? Yes. And now reverse it. Broussard, do you think...
No, but that's not what it would be. No, this is outrageous.
Can you lock up Michael Jordan?
Steph is not guarding Jordan ever.
No.
Steph is not guarding Jordan ever in this series. Because it's not 2-on-2. It's 5-on-5, buddy. We don't have to go 8 guys. We're going 5-on... No, Iggy. No, Andre Iguodala is going to guard Jordan.
Oh, Iggy?
And win Finals MVP when Jordan averages 36, 13, and 9.
Here are a few things that I find interesting about what Nick said in the beginning. He said, how is it possible that somehow it comes back to LeBron? Why are you guys accusing me, essentially, of always trying to make things about LeBron? You know why? Because everything with Nick Wright is about LeBron. Everything is about LeBron. I've never seen anything like it. He recently said during a segment when they were talking about the Antonio Brown drama with the Bucks, he said somehow he was able to airdrop LeBron into that conversation and said, well, I think we should be holding Tom Brady accountable like we would hold LeBron James accountable if he had, when he brought Russell Westbrook and all of this. And I'm saying to myself, and he said, why is Brady getting a pass and LeBron didn't? And I said to myself, how the hell did you somehow find a way to inject LeBron James into a Antonio Brown, Tom Brady segment? He did that all on his own, but it doesn't stop there. It actually starts there. Everything with Nick Wright has to do with LeBron. I'm gonna break down a few things here. Everything, especially NBA things. When we're talking about the NBA, it has to do with LeBron. Nick Wright has to be one of the most delusional basketball analysts probably ever. A lot of people think he's smart because he can use big words and all. You guys get lulled to sleep by that. Some people are just, they get enamored when people start using big. Oh my God, he must be so smart. Wow, listen to the words but you're not listening to the arguments that he's making, right? Nick Wright basically said that he thinks LeBron is better than Jordan without a single drop of evidence to support that notion. There's nothing that says LeBron is better than. There's nothing. Ask anybody that thinks LeBron is better than. Just ask them. You say you think LeBron. They say, ask them. Okay, why? And listen to what they say. What informs that notion in your mind that you think? There's nothing. Number one. He says LeBron had the tougher competition when in reality they faced the exact amount of top 75 players in the NBA Finals. The only difference here is one guy, while facing 8 top 75 players, went 6-0. The other guy went 4-6. That's the first thing. But it doesn't stop there. I'm going to expose to you some of the games that Nick played, some of the games that he plays. Do you know the reason why Nick Wright hates Kyrie Irving with a passion? Do y'all know why? The reason Nick Wright hates Kyrie Irving is because Kyrie had the nerve, the chutzpah, to say he doesn't want to play with LeBron James. That's the end all be. That's period. That's all it is. That's all. That's the only reason. Not that Kyrie Irving sent him a bad text message. Not that Kyrie Irving, jumped him in the hallway. Not that Kyrie Irving wanted to dap him up at a media event. Nothing like that. It's just for that reason alone, number one. Number two, do you know the reason why Nick Wright says that Giannis is the best player in the world? Do y'all know why Nick Wright says that? The reason he says Giannis is the best player in the world is so he doesn't have to say Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. That's all. He wants it to be in people's mind that the distance between Kevin Durant and LeBron James is the same distance between heaven and earth. That's the reason. There is no other reason. That is the only reason he is doing that. Do you know the reason why Nick Wright said that Kobe Bryant was never the best player in the NBA at no point during his career? Do you know why Nick Wright said that? The reason he said that was because he doesn't want the narrative out there that while LeBron James was playing in the NBA, maybe past his first or second year, that there was another basketball player in the world that existed that was playing basketball that was better than LeBron. That is the only reason, but thank God we're able to do a little bit of research on this channel, and thank God the internet and video exists, because you know what? I want to play 2 separate clips concurrently from 2009, the year before LeBron went to go join the Miami Heat, when he was in his prime, as y'all would say, where LeBron on 2 separate occasions said with his own mouth, not what you LeBron fans got to say, not what you Nick Wright fans got to say, not what you guys said, what LeBron said, what your man said. Take a listen to what LeBron James had to say about Kobe Bryant, who Nick Wright said was never the best player in the world, and you dweebs love to follow him. Listen to what LeBron, with his own mouth, said about Kobe Bryant in his prime, and the two of them were in their prime. Take a listen to what LeBron James had to say.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
Better than you?
I would have to say right now. He's a really, really good player. Individually, he has some of the best skills that the NBA has ever seen in history. And he's shown year after year after year why he continues to be one of the best players in our league. I'm getting better, though.
They're in Cleveland this past week. So let me ask both of you. Kobe, you start. Tell me how you see LeBron's game developing after just going up against him this week.
No, I mean, he's an incredible player. I think, his size and, his mesh with his quickness and his leaping ability, his passing ability, his shooting ability. I think he's just he's a tremendous all-around player.
LeBron, how's Kobe doing these days?
Well, like I've been quoted in the past, and I will continue to be quoted, I think he's the best player in our league right now. What he's able to do offensively and defensively is unbelievable. And I look up to a guy like Kobe Bryant just because of what he's able to do every night he goes out on the basketball court. So once again, I'm quoting again saying that Kobe Bryant is the best player in our league.
But Nick Wright and LeBron fans and delusional LeBron fans will say that Kobe was never better. So how come LeBron just said it? How come? How come LeBron said it? How come? And here we have two different occasions where their idol said that somebody was better. Everything with Nick Wright has to do with LeBron. Everything. Every single thing. That's why I don't take him seriously. So when he thinks the Warriors would beat Jordan, in his mind, he cannot imagine a man playing with one All-Star in his prime and another All-Star, and Dennis Rodman, past his prime, would be able to beat the Warriors. To him, he thinks it's impossible. He thinks it's impossible. Listen to his analysis in that video. He said, let's go 5 and 5. Okay, you take your best 5 versus their best 5. Well, if that's how basketball was played, if this best 5 versus that best 5, then how come the 04 Lakers, who had Shaq, Gary Payton, Kobe Bryant, lost to the Detroit Pistons? The Lakers clearly had a better 5, but they still lost. Why is that? Because basketball is played with systems, great coaching, and leadership, all of which the Chicago Bulls, 72 Bulls had. They had the best coach of all time. They were running the best system of all time in a triangle offense, which has generated 11 championship rings. If you feel otherwise, show me the other offense that has done it. And they had the best player and the best leader in the sport. I would take the Bulls if they played the Warriors in 6 games. And there are others that would take them in less. I would take them in 6. And then later, he got angry when Wiles tried to use the example of 2-on-2. He started, how can you use 2-on-2? How can you use 2-on-2? They're not playing 2-on-2 basketball. How can you? He got so angry. Why did he get angry? Essentially, what Wiles was talking about wasn't that they're going to be playing 2-on-2. Only a moron would think that. What Wiles was talking about, he was talking about cross matchups, which happen all the time. Just think about the time when Phil Jackson put Scottie Pippen on Magic Johnson, who was playing power forward. You had your small forward guarding the other team's what? Point guard. Or think of the time when Phil put Kobe on Russell Westbrook when they were playing the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs the first time. Or think about when Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, put LeBron James on D Rose. It's called cross matchups. You honestly think that they're going to play point guard versus point guard, 2 guard versus 2. It don't work like that. Unless you're living in fantasy land in basketball, they have cross matchups. They do so many different things on the court to exploit different areas on the court. That's why great players lose games sometimes. Are you kidding me? So that's what Wiles was talking about. So I would pick Jordan's team. You know why? Because I've never seen Jordan lose before in the finals. I've never seen him lose. There's no precedent for me to go off of. I can't point to the time like, well, yeah, I remember when he lost in the finals. He never did. So why would I pick against the guy that never lost? All the guys he'd be playing against have all lost in the finals. KD, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, all of these guys have lost. No disrespect, is the reality. It is the reality. Everyone on that Warriors roster had tasted defeat except Jordan in the finals. Except him. On the biggest stage, he dominated. So for me, I would take the Chicago Bulls. Give me the Bulls. You keep your bull, you give me the Bulls. These are my thoughts and opinions on this video. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.